Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cupid Parasite. We're going to be continuing down, let's see, the common route, I guess, but we're heading towards Ryuki, the glamour parasite, I believe he's called, the one who refers to everyone as colors until he finds you pretty enough to talk to. And so, the last episode, it was they had talked about a share house. One of the ad director or whatever dude asked if they had any pretty faces to put on television in a share house, and she was like, I don't know. And so the Parasite Five just like happened to be there, and he was like, "How about them? Are they part of your members?" And she was like, "Oh no, that's not a good idea." And he like asked them, and they're like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." Three of them was like, "Because she's going to be there. Yeah, we want to be there." And that's where we are now. And I've been dying to read this, but I've been busy editing other videos. And thus, the collaboration between Lost York TV and the Cupid Corporation began. Everything was so hectic that I completely forgot my picture showed up in a tabloid article claiming I was the president's wife. Oh yeah, that happened too. And the president's like, yeah, I'm not sure what to do about this. Anyway, Parasite House was all set to premiere a matchmaking show starring the Parasite Five. This is going to be so entertaining, I just know it. Say, Clarice, is there any chance you might want to be on TV? I'd gone to Two Red Hens earlier and bought a slice of their world famous cheesecake to help grease the wheels.
テレビ？それってもしかして例のロサンヨーク TV とのコラボのやつ？うちの女性会員使うんじゃなかったの？
Oh, that was the initial plan, but they all backed out. Surprisingly, or maybe not so surprisingly, each and every one of them had rejected my offer. They either didn't want people to know they were trying to get married, didn't want the publicity, or just didn't like the men. Rao's agent also asked that I not include any of his fans. The air date had already been set, but we still don't have anyone other than the initial five guys. So how about it? I bet the show would get pretty exciting with you there.
興味ないかな?
I figured as much. Back when Clarice was working part-time at Cutie's Diner, she'd get recruiters trying to convince her to model all the time. I should have known she'd turn me down. Still, it hurt to hear her say no without hesitation.
というか、あなたは出るんでしょ? ならそれでいいじゃない。
Only as a bridal advisor, the show is about matchmaking. Someone's got to make it possible for the matches to be made.
あら、アドバイスしてくれるアドバイザーさんに恋しちゃう番組でも十分盛り上がると思うけど。
What a coincidence. That's exactly what's going to happen. But if the bridal advisor doesn't do her job and falls in love instead, there'd be no end to the complaints.
そうかしら。
Yes, I do. Please, Clarice, come on. I have to move into the share house by tomorrow. Do it, and I'll treat you to a huge duck burger.
あなたにおごってもらわなくてもいくらでも食べさせてくれる男がいるし。
Yeah, but she's not a man. She's like your roommate and best friend. Yeah, okay. Well, how about I do all the chores for a month?
私結構家事するの好きなのよね。ギルがいなくなった時に必死こいて覚えたから。
Or, how about a free massage ticket from me to you?
普通にエステ行くわよね。
Sorry, I guess that's true.
頑張ってね。
Thanks. Operation Recruit Clarice has failed. Despite the delicious cheesecake, depression overwhelmed me. Tomorrow's the move-in, but there's a week until the first episode. I hope I can find someone on such short notice. I thought about it while I was eating and decided that if worse came to worse, I could just ask one of our female staffers. I guess you'll have to play the Bachelorette here the next day.
これここでいいですか?
Production staff generously provided a movie service so we could bring a month's supply of necessities to the share house.
ああ、うん。適当に置いておいて。あ、それはこっちに置いて。
Wow, that thing is pretty big. What is it?
酸素カプセル。
An oxygen capsule? Really? He really has no limits when it comes to beauty. If he's holding himself to such a high standard, I'm 100% sure he has sky-high expectations for his future partner too. The other day, he even mentioned that he thought a certain magazine model was hideous. I want to adjust his perspective as quickly as I can, but I'm not sure how to go about it. Then again, is it alright to meddle with his beliefs? If I don't, he'll probably have major problems in any marriage.
うわ、何あれ。
Wait, you smell something? I noticed a frown on Ryuki's face. I turned to see what he was looking at and immediately froze up. What is it? Oh my goodness. What's with that statue?
あー、ミラーさん、これここに置いていいかな?
He's addressing everyone in Japanese, but they translated it as Lynette. Okay. What is that?
もちろん、ネプチューンの像だよ。
This is supposed to be Neptune? My situation is a little different, but Neptune is a man in both myth and reality, but this definitely looks like a woman. Come to think of it, this statue kind of looks like Aunt Minerva.
どう？君のイメージに合ってる？
Personally, I think he should be much bigger and way more muscular.
でも俺、確かに見たんだよ。ボルトマーのネプチューン祭りで。ねえ、ギル。
いや、俺は見てないけど、そんな飾りあったっけ？
Ryuki in the background.
飾りじゃなくて本物だよ。本当のネプチューンに俺はあったんだ。
This looks way too much like my aunt. Maybe she actually went to the festival.
というわけで、ここにネプチューン像を置いておくね。これできっと津波から守ってもらえるよ。
Tsunamis, really?
そのブサイクな像邪魔なんだけど、せめて自分の部屋に置いてよ。
Rude. Aunt Minerva is not disgusting.
え、ダメ？ご飯一緒に食べたいんだけど。
ここだと撮影に入る。部屋に入れてくれ。
There you go.
残念。
Oh. Raoul simply shrugged his shoulders and thankfully he moved the statue to his room. Next door to him, Ryuki was busy setting up his humidifier and prepping all his beauty equipment. Alan was naturally already hitting on some of the female workers. Gil was in the kitchen inspecting all of the silverware and cooking utensils, basically acting like a classic housewife. Can they actually make a show with all these guys? And there's still the problem of the lack of a female participant. Also, I need to finish moving in my stuff. I hold my luggage up to the still empty women's room. Later that night, Alan and Gil, who were rooming with Raoul, started screaming at the sight of his grim statue. Why? That is kind of creepy though. Parasite House Live. Eventually, the preparation period came to an end. By the date of recording, we somehow managed to get 5 of our female members to agree to be on the show. Well, that's good. I thought we had everything sorted out, but when it was time for the cameras to roll, none of those members had actually shown up to the share house. We're supposed to go live today. Did they all just happen to have some kind of last-minute emergency? I tried calling each of them, but no one picked up. What am I going to do?
何かあったのですか?
I wonder if they discovered it was the Parasite 5 and just bailed. None of the women are here, and I can't get in touch with any of them.
ああ、
その者たちならば辞退すると言っていたぞ。
Peter Flagg, the show's assistant director, gave me the bad news. Oh my goodness. Hey, what? They dropped out?
アラン・メルビルの取り合いをしていてな。つい先ほど全員辞退すると言って去っていった。
Alan, the playboy? Okay. Why didn't you try to stop them? I was already to tear Peter's head off, but he just smiled and held up his camera.
私の仕事はこのカメラとやらを使って撮影することだからな。
But you're the director. Your job is also to look after the talent. And you, Alan, what did you do? Why were they fighting over you?
いや、俺はただケイサイン君に無視されていた女の子たちを慰めていただけだよ。
Comfort? Yeah, right. Treating them like pieces of meat again, more like.
女の子を慰めるのはベッドが一番。
Oh my goodness. God, you're disgusting. And why were you ignoring the girls, Ryuki?
女なんていた？
視界に入っていなかっただけみたいだね。
But we're supposed to go live tonight.
リネット、叫んだりしてどうした？
何か問題があった？
Mr. Snail and the producer, well...
ピーター君、もうカメラを回しているのか。頑張ってるな。
おかげでカメラの使い方はバッチリだ。電源も入れ忘れなくなったぞ。
あとはそのカメラを逆さにすれば完璧だな。
My goodness.
また逆に持っていたか。
何かトラブルでもあったのか？
Yes, well, it would appear that the entire female cast has quit.
辞退？
なんで？
Well, one of the men started hitting on them, and they all started fighting over him, and this is the result.
破綻した瞬間はカメラで撮っておいたぞ。
Well, you should have put the camera down and tried to stop them.
おお、撮ってたのか。偉いな、ピーター。じゃあそれを流して番組の方向性を初回から変えることにしよう。
What?
だって面白いじゃないか。そういう映像こそ視聴者が求めているものだよ。できれば本番で撮りたかったぐらいさ。
なるほど。確かに番組内で起きそうな事件ではあるか。
ってことで、その破綻現場をイントロとして流して、その後新番組を始める。名付けて問題ばかりの婚活男子をトップブライダルアドバイザーが立派なメンズに育てます。これでどうだ？ 何その番組面白そう。俺も見てみたいな。
Dang it, Ralph, you're in it.
大役にプロの女優とかを使ってやらせだと思われても困るしね。彼女たちにはこちらからも謝罪と確認をするよ。ビジョンが見えてきたぞ。いいんじゃないかな。
Seriously? I didn't feel great about any of this, but I figured that if the producer was fine with it, it would be fine, maybe. I should go and apologize to the women myself. Maybe I can help them out in the future to make it for everything. Okay, well, are all of you okay with whatever this is?
俺はそれでいいよ。君がいいと思うなら。
俺も構わないよ。
我が社としても彼女たちに事前に確認を取ってもらえれば問題はない。
私のクライアントも大丈夫だと言っています。
Why did a bell ring right when he showed up? Also, your client's like the one that already spoke. Ryuki?
僕は仕事できればいいから。
Typical Ryuki response. Then I guess there's no problem.
計算員さんね。そこは計算員くんって呼んでくれない？
Huh? Are you talking to me?
彼かわいいし、他のメンズはそう呼んでるじゃない。
Huh. I didn't feel too comfortable with that since I was his advisor and all. In the midst of his skincare routine, he glanced at me.
別に僕はどっちでもいいし、好きに呼べば。
Hey, I think that's a compliment in itself that he's giving you permission to call him that. Then I'll give it a try, I guess.
いいねいいね、そういう感じ。きっと番組見てファンも増えるわよ。
Only if he can stop carpet bombing people with his mist and judging people's faces. As I thought about it, I decided it might be for the best that there weren't any other female members here. Ryuki would probably just start ignoring them right off the bat. They might be less than human until the very end. I guess the producer has already settled on a title, Bad Boys to Married Men, the greatest love coach's greatest challenge. Which meant that the show would be assessing my own skills too. This is giving me a stomachache. I thought about taking some of that stomach medicine Ryuki's previous advisor used. Suddenly a cup of water appeared at my side.
はい、どうぞ。探してたのこれでしょ？
Oh, you're adorable. Gil, thank you. Come to think of it, back when we were roommates, Gil had always managed to pick up on exactly what I needed at any given moment. I think it's kind of unfair that everyone's branded him as the lovelorn parasite. I should either try to get him and Clarice together or help him find a new love. I took the medicine and washed it down with the water Gil gave me. I was prepared for the impending live broadcast. Sometime later, Parasite House, a collaboration between Cupid Corp and Lost York TV, was set to premiere. Do we get to watch it as like a show? Or while they're going live?
Hi! ロサンヨークの君たち、チャンネルはそのまま。パラサイトハウスの時間だよ。
Oh my goodness.
番組の司会は僕、みんなのボンバーチョリソーがお送りします。今日から始まる新番組、テーマはなんと婚活だ。ワオ！みんな、婚活って言葉は知ってるかい？マリージハンティングとも言うよな。サバンナで竜の群れを襲う肉食獣のように幸せな結婚生活を狩るんだ。
That's quite the analysis.
僕には必要ないさ。一生一人身って決めてるからね。でもレディーたちの熱いアプローチは待ってるぜ。話がそれたな。とにかくこの番組では婚活がテーマだ。予定では婚活男女がシェアハウスするはずだったんだけど、今日の昼間こんなことがあってな。
I think I wanted to try to turn up the volume 1 second. Okay. The others volume was not maxed out, which I think includes people like him, so I raised it all up so they're hopefully louder than the background noise. Of course, he's not going to say anything else, but whatever.
はあ？アランさんは私に愛してるって言ったのよ。いいえ、私よ。彼の枕に選ばれたのは私よ。なんですって？アランさん、誰が本命なの？
ごめんね。全員が全員本命じゃないよ。俺が好きだったのは他人に恋する君たちだったからね。
最低
Oh, they slapped him.
こんなことがあって一気に女子メンバーは脱落。あっという間に男子メンバーだけになったんだ。 噂でもみんな彼以上のクセ者だらけだって話だ。果たしてこの番組はどうなる？みんな目をしっかりと上げて最終回まで見ててくれ。それじゃあ行ってみよう。Cupid Corporation Presents Parasite House Start。 今回の番組の舞台はこちら。この部屋で失敗続きの婚活イケメン男子たちが婚活を成功させるために奮闘するよ。彼らの講師はもちろんCupid Corporation のトップブライダルアドバイザー。
Hi there, I'm Lynette, Mirror and Cupid Corporation's top bridal advisor.
なんと彼女は CC 史上最年少でアドバイザーのトップに上り詰めたやり手の女の子らしいんだ。素敵な恋と結婚をしたいみんな、キューピッドコーポレーションで縁結びを頼んでみよう。お次はギルラブクラフト。
はい、こんにちは。ギル・ラブクラフトです。
彼は昔の失恋を引きずりまくりの失恋パラサイトさ。素敵な恋で古傷を癒せるといいなボーイ。
頑張ります。
お次は S 氏。なんと代理人を立てての参加。こいつは厄介の匂いがプンプンするぜ。
どうも S 氏の代理人オーウェン・ヘリオットです。
噂によると彼はチーパラサイト、自分の地位が一番大事だって話だ。代理を立ててやっているのもそのためだって話だぜ。番組中に本人登場なんて展開もあるかも。お次は決済員 F リュウキー。無口で冷ややかな目つきがチャーミングなファッションボーイ。彼は外見パラサイト、顔面偏差値が優れていないと話してももらえないらしいぜ。スタジオにいてよかったよ。お次はアラン・メルビル。
はーい、どうもアラン・メルビルです。
さっきも登場した彼はなんと略奪パラサイト。他人の女じゃないと触手が動かないらしいぜ。
恋してる女の子たち、俺のテクに興味があるなら9番街ラグジュアリーピローへ。いい夢見させてあげるよ。
いきなり略奪パラサイトぶりが発揮されてる。でも法に触れるのだけはごめんだよ。放送できないからね。最後は皆さんお待ちかね、エンタメ好きの Guys and Ladies ならご存知、シリウッド俳優のロール・アコニット。
はーい、
スタジオのみんなも大興奮だ。テレビの前の君たちも待ってたんじゃないかい。ロール・アコニットはあの大ヒット映画「ラクダに乗った女神」の最新作への出演が発表されたばかりだ。しかしそんなイケメンシリウッド俳優よりもパラサイトぶりがあるという噂だ。一体何パラサイトなのかはお楽しみに。それでは CM を挟んだらアップタイム。みんなに自己紹介してもらうよ。チャンネルはそのまま。
We managed to get through the first 5 minutes at least. During the commercial break, I let out a deep sigh of relief. We've only made it this far thanks to the bombastic bomber chorizo. The big problem now are the introductions after the break. Everyone will be taking turns talking to the camera. I have to keep an eye on them, and hopefully nothing bad happens. Wait, they'll be filming in our rooms. Everyone get moving.
では CM が終わるぞ。みんな準備はいいな。
That's funny. They have a poster in the background of the cover of the limited edition box that I have.
はーい。
3、2、1、アクション。
チャンネルそのままの良い子の君たち、今度はパラサイトハウスのみんなに喋ってもらうよ。それではパラサイトハウスにいる皆さん、自己紹介いってみよう。
With Bomber Chorizo's the transition, the camera turned to me. The script said the introductions would start with me, so even though I'm super nervous, I opened my mouth and start to speak. I'd like to introduce myself one more time. My name is Lynette Mir, and I'm the top viral advisor for Cupid Corp. I see myself as a modern-day Cupid, and I want to help everyone find love. I'll do my very best over the next month.
頼もしいお姉さんだね。果たしてみんなは恋できるのか。ところで部屋がさっきと変わってるね。
Oh, yes, I am. This is the room where Gil, Raul, and Alan will be staying.
なかなか快適そうじゃないか。シェアハウスうまくいくといいな。では次、婚活メンズ自己紹介いってみよう。
こんにちは、ギル・ラブクラフトです。普通に婚活やってたつもりなんですけど、いつの間にか失恋パラサイトなんて名前で呼ばれるようになっちゃって。確かに俺は大学の頃に失恋した彼女にまだ恋してますが、きっと振り向いてもらえなくて。待って、俺公共の電波で何言ってんだ。
いいね、一途な恋。でもストーカーに変身なんてなったらシャレにならないぞ。
相手が喜ぶことだけしていたいから、そこは一番気をつけてます。彼女に振り向いてもらえるのが一番だけれど、でもそれだけじゃダメかなって思って婚活始めたのも事実なんで。新しい恋をしろってみんなにも言われてるので、婚活頑張りたいと思ってます。本当は彼女に振り向いてもらえるのが一番だけど。
願望2度言ったね。よっぽど好きなんだな。テレビの前の皆さん、一途な恋をしたけりゃ彼がお相手にぴったりだ。じゃあせっかくだからテレビの向こうにアピールタイム。
アピール？そうだな。家事も仕事も全部俺がやります。好きな人には生きていてもらえたら幸せだし、笑顔があれば何でも頑張れるから。
That's really cute.
実はなるべくそばに一緒にいたいから勤務時間が自由になる今の仕事を選びました。今は肝心の相手がいないんですけど。でも養うとなると今の仕事じゃダメかな。俺フリーエディターなんですけど、まだそこまで稼げてなくて。でも好きな人が家にいてくれたらどんな仕事だって頑張れると思うんです。自分だけの時間とか俺はいらないから。家にいて稼げる仕事ってなんだろう。の栽培とか。
Why did it bleep out? Hey, I know you're dedicated, but maybe find a job that isn't illegal. Oh, okay, I know what I was going to say. You don't want to wind up in jail, do you?
Oh.
Actually, that's been legalized in so many states now, so, I mean, as long as you have a license, you can sell it. Next up is Raul.
はーい、俳優のラウル・アコニットです。趣味は神話についての文献を読むこと、討論や考察かな。今日はみんなに見てもらいたくて、俺の家から石像を持ってきたんだ。カメラさん、そっち映して。
Oh no, I forgot about his statue.
これは俺が特注で作ってもらったネプチューン像なんだ。みんなオリュンポス十二神のことは知ってる？ギリシャ神話に出てくる十二神のことなんだけど、ローマ神話ではリーコンセンテスと呼ばれていて、数ある話の中でも特に彼らのエピソードが好きで。でも俺が神話に目覚めたきっかけがそこってだけで、北欧神話や日本神話やエジプト神話も結構いけるよ。というか神話って意外と共通点があって、そこからまた新しい発見があるのがいいんだよね。洪水の話から古代文明のあった時代とかが分かっ。
Isn't that fascinating? Thanks for those incredible historical tidbits. I'm sure you're all familiar with Raul Aconite, the action star, but he's got a smart side too.
ということで、彼が何パラサイトかの答えは趣味パラサイトでした。いや、何の話か全然わからなかったぜ。
He just can't get enough when it comes to ancient myth, and we can't wait to hear more about it. Now let's move on to Alan.
はーい、アラン・メルビルです。さっき紹介された通り、恋している女の子が好みなんだ。
And our goal is to break him of that extremely bad habit by the end of the series.
それと、枕選びが得意なんだ。枕の高さで寝心地は変わるからね。だからぜひ俺に会いに来て。添い寝して枕を選んであげる。恋する女の子にはサービスするよ。
Oh my goodness. Alright, yes, well, we're going to do the very best to fix this thieving parasite. Anyway, let's move on to the next room. Here we have Ryuki and Owen, Monsieur Essay's representative. Company President Shelby Snell is also here to keep an eye on them. Owen, as his representative, please fill us in on all of Monsieur Essay's positive traits.
はい、クライアントの代理で今回参加させていただきましたオーウェン・ヘリオットです。以上です。
Great. Could you tell us about some of his hobbies or his preferences when it comes to women?
趣味は SS でいること、特技は短時間睡眠、仕事だそうです。女性の好みは特にないそうですが、SS で居続けるために仕事への理解、補助を求めているそうです。
SS ってなんだい？
SS ランクのことです。最高の地位にいることにしか興味がなく、無意に時間を過ごしているような人とは。
So it sounds like he's a pretty serious guy who takes care of social standing. He wants to keep growing and advancing in life, huh? Well, I hope he's able to find love with someone who can help him with that someday. Now let's move on to Ryu-kun.
計算員 F 龍騎よろしく。
He actually talked, but that might have been the worst introduction ever. No, it's not. Fun fact, Ryuki-kun is the youngest guy here. Anyway, onto our interview. So, do you have any hobbies or things you're into?
納豆。
That's his favorite food. So you like natto, a classic Japanese dish. Actually, Ryuki-kun is originally from Japan. He's come all the way to Lost York to further his career as a designer. I thought in there it said Lost York, Japan. I thought it was in Japan, but whatever. He's come all the way to Lost York to further his career as a designer. He's got a super artistic sensibility and as you can see, he's happy to hit you with some hydrating mist if you're looking dehydrated. Hopefully he'll reveal a few of his skincare routine secrets as the series goes on. Okay, that concludes the introductions. Back to you, Bomber. He didn't even get to talk.
OK OK お姉さんありがとう。いやなかなか癖の強いメンバーだったね。でもこれじゃあ魅力が伝わったとは言い難いよな、スタジオのみんな。ということだ。ではみんな次は魅力のアピールタイム。筋肉勝負だ。ハンティングには必要だろ。
Huh? That was unexpected. Out of nowhere, Bomber had improvised a sege into a totally different segment. I don't know how to say that word. For whatever reason, all the guys decided to follow his lead and started taking off their clothes to show off their muscles. Oh my goodness. Is that why they're all naked in the end?
みんな、なかなかいい体つきしてるね。ファンタスティックマッスル。
That's funny. Oh my goodness.
まあいざという時に女の子に見せられる体でいたいからね。
体型を整えるのは最低限の身だしなみでしょ。
Here's the full screenshot for any of you guys who want that.
鍛えてなくてごめんなさい。
He doesn't work out? Look at him. How can you say you don't work out?
いやいやゲル、君のその細マッチョ感も悪くないぜ。
I'm sorry, if anyone is skinny here, the skinniest person here is Ryuki.
細マッチョ。
で、応援はなんで脱がないんだい？
Because he's a professional.
私はただの代理ですから。
ダメダメ。代理でもアピールタイムなんだから魅力を見せなきゃ。
ですがお見せするようなものでもありませんし、私は社長と違って運動もしておりませんから。
Unlike the president, did he just give away who he's representing?
お宅の社長っていうと監視役のシェルビー社長？そんなにムキムキなの？
日々水泳で体を鍛えていらっしゃいます。
Is no one else going to pick up on this? Because why would why would it matter what the president does? He's not part of the Parasite house. So why bring him up?
Wow! ストイックだね。
経営者たるもの当然だ。
Okay.
じゃあせっかくだし社長も脱いでみようか。
Oh my goodness. But still, why are we involving him if he's not one of the Parasite 5? I can't believe no one's going to pick up on this. Huh?
パラサイト5なのに脱いでいるのが4人なんてつまらないだろ。番組のために代理の代理ってことで筋肉見せてよ。
He is this is probably going to like ruin his image as president. Why would he want to do that?
そういうことならば仕方あるまい。
You're not living up to your SS rank need. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
これは予想以上にナイス筋肉。
Oh my
そ
goodness.
してお待ちかねのナウルアコニットの筋肉はどうかな。カメラさん行ってみちゃって。こいつはすげえ。さすがアクションも自らこなすシリウッド俳優ラウル・アコニットだぜ。
And there's these two guys. Oh my goodness.
で、そのポーズはなんだい？
もちろんパンクラチオンだよ。
パ
パンクラチオン。古代ギリシャのスポーツだよ。格闘技って言った方がいいかな。レスリングやボクシングとも似ているんだけれど。
There we go. I was wondering what that was too.
古代ギリシャ時代の壺や酒杯などにも描かれていて、出土品からその様子を学び知ることができるんだ。ぜひ興味のある人は博物館に行ってみて。ちなみにパンクラチオンの起源は諸説あるんだけれど、テセウスがミノタウロスと戦った時に使ったのがパンクラチオンだとも言われてるね。ああ、テセウスというのはアテーナイの王アイゲウスの子供だというのが一般的な認識なんだけど、別説でポセイドンの子だとも言われていて、英雄的な。
オッケーオッケー、すごい由緒ある格闘技だってよくわかったぜ。他のみんなはなんか運動してる？
俺は特にやってないかな。ベッドの上の運動なら得意だけれど。
Oh my goodness.
おっと、いきなりのセクシーアピールだ。今朝インクはどうかな？
僕も最低限のストレッチぐらいしかしてないよ。汗かいて必死にやる運動なんて美しくないでしょ。ピラティスや岩盤浴に行ってリンパの流れを適切に整えるぐらいで十分だよ。
当たり前にやるその努力、ストイックだね。
みんな何かしら努力してる。俺もなんかやらないとダメかな。筋肉あった方が彼女を守れるよね。
That's adorable. Maybe I can protect her, but still, Ryuki's the smallest one here. I'm sorry.
俺決めた。この番組中に筋トレします。
Okay.
おう、ナイスだねキル。その努力最高だぜ。それじゃあ早速みんなで筋トレを。残念、もうお別れの時間だ。
I hate the background noise so much.
ということで初回のパラサイトハウス、ここまでみんなどうだったかな？これから1ヶ月間彼らはここで婚活トレーニングしてもらう予定さ。来週にはどんなメンズに成長してるかな？みんなぜひその目で彼らの成長を見てくれよ。ボンバーチョリソーでした。バイ。
Oh my goodness. They're still walking around shirtless. Okay, he doesn't look as buff now that he's not like posing.
みんなどうしたんだ？生放送は終わったぞ。
いや、分かっている。むしろ分かったせいで、なんというか、妙に冷静になってな。
I know, the president of the company just got half naked on national television.
俺たち服脱いで何やってんだろうみたいな。
別に肌ぐらい服を作る時とか採寸で見せるでしょ。
そうそう。それに古代ギリシャにおいて運動するときは必ず全裸になってたし。
女の子と同じ夢を見るときはいつだって脱ぐじゃない。
Right, but we don't want any of you catching a cold, so maybe you could put your clothes back on now.
なあ。
While the guys were getting dressed, I pulled out my phone to see what people were saying about the first episode. Let's see. Search for Parasite House. It's all going to be about them naked. Yeah, I know. See. Oh, seriously? It's actually getting a lot of hits. Apparently the famous Instagrammer had live streamed the whole thing. Now Instagram is full of posts talking about the show. Oh my gosh, they put a bow on him. Parasite House is so freaking awesome. Ryuki is so cool. The advisor probably doesn't know what to do. Ra was born to be on TV, and that one girl definitely knows how to play him off. Or play off him. And that one girl definitely knows how to play off him. What does that mean? Wow, it's way more popular than I expected. It was probably thanks to Rao being on the show. Having a famous actor is good for viewership, it turns out. Rao is getting the most mentions, but I saw plenty of posts talking about the other members too. Phoebe and Parasite? What the heck? I'm starting to wonder about that pillow place. Gil is so dang cute. I wish I could experience that kind of romance myself. Aww.
番組の反響を見ているのか
Ah, Mr. Snail. I looked up to see the president walking towards me as he finished buttoning up his shirt. Here, check it out. It looks like we left a pretty good impression.
ほう本当だなまずは一安心といったところか
But is that how you want your company viewed? Like, I don't know if I would.
よかった。俺生放送中必死だったから何話したか全然覚えてないんだよね。
You're probably better off that way. Just then I heard someone's phone ring. I assumed it was Alan's as usual, but I was in a bit of a surprise.
もしもし何姉さんテレビ見てたのふん別に普通
Oh, is that his sister? Ryuki seemed a little more open while he was on the phone with his sister. They must have a pretty good relationship. That's right, his profile sheet did mention he had an older sister. I was thinking that might be a good topic of conversation with Ryuki when I suddenly heard a loud yawn right next to me.
ねえそろそろ寝ない
ああもうこんな時間か
成長ホルモンの出るシンデレラタイムに寝ないとお肌に悪いしね
うん俺もほっとしたらなんだか眠くなってきちゃったよ
They have a point. I was practically asleep on my feet. The show had run past midnight, which was plenty late for me.
ひとまず反省などは明日にするとして今夜は解散するとしよう
Thanks, everyone. Oh, I already emailed you, but we have another workshop tomorrow at the Cupid Corp office. Please don't be late.
13時からだよね覚えてるよ
知られざるギリシャ神話のセミナーだっけ
No, it's a workshop on asking women out and good first dates. The instructor is coming in again, so don't blow it off.
楽しみにしてるよじゃお疲れ様
お疲れ様リネット
Everyone went their separate ways. One went for a bath, another went to drink in the living room. They just do as they please. I guess that's fine though. At least it means I don't have to look after them all the time. I barely managed to hold back a yawn. As I was about to head to my room, someone grabbed my arm from behind.
リネット
I heard a voice that actually sounded kind of nervous. I turned around to find Alan standing there. Alan, is everything okay? I was surprised to find him apparently at a loss for words. He just smiled at me suggestively.
ちょっとこっち来てくれない
Suggestively, huh? Hmm?
ほらちょっと試してみてよ
I wouldn't trust it. Oh, wait, what are you...
いいからじっとして
He brought me to his bedroom and tossed me onto my bed and then... What? Wait, what the heck? Waiting for me was the softest pillow I'd ever felt. What the heck, this pillow? It fits the shape in my head perfectly.
気がついてくれた最高級の羽毛を使って作ってるんだ君に使ってもらいたくて持ってきたんだどう気持ちいいでしょう
I know he's probably doing this innocently, but given his history, I would still be very wary of him. Especially since how he's all like up close and personal with her right now. You're talking about the pillow, right?
そう、枕が。
Alice snickered softly, then ran his fingers through my hair. He's not wrong, the pillow really is surprisingly comfortable. But still, he threw me on the bed and then started hovering over me with no chance for me to escape. It felt like a cheap trick.
どう？気持ちいい？
I really can't concentrate on the pillow itself. Maybe you should get off me.
正しくフィットしてるか確認しなきゃダメでしょ？君の可愛い肩が浮いていないかとか、顎の角度とかさ。
You know, for someone who only likes women who are in relationships, you're sure showing her a lot of interest.
天井に対して平行になっているか、妙な角度がついていないか、それが安眠のためには大切なんだ。
Then you really do need to move, right? How else can you tell if I'm parallel?
こうして俺の目を見れば、正しく上を向けているか、わかるでしょ？
When are we going to get other CGs of the other men with her? I mean, we did get Gil, but that was it. Alan narrowed his eyes the tiniest amount and took my chin in his hand. I couldn't deny the allure of the way he moved his fingers. My heart skipped a beat. Yes, he's very experienced. But in the end, I didn't need to worry. Nothing happened. He really was just measuring the angle of my chin. What the heck is going on? Even though a man had just come in and thrown me down on the bed, I didn't feel like I was in any danger. The romance movies Aunt Minerva has shown me had scenes just like that. Watching those moments always made my heart race, and yet this was completely different from that. The way he was touching me was romantic, but the expression on his face was like a technician making a detailed measurement. It was obvious he wasn't trying to make a move on me. There was simply no way to misunderstand the situation at this point. Unless you're the third person watching, in which this could be taken very differently. After all, he's the thieving parasite, right? He only goes for girls that are already in love. But just because of the way he acts, women must think that he's hitting on them anytime he touches them in any way. I really would like him to get off me now, though. I turned my gaze back to him and noticed that he'd inched just a bit closer. What are you doing?
安眠のためにリラックスさせてあげようと思ったんだよ。ね?
What did he do? He gave a small laugh and kissed my ear playfully. See, that's different. I mean, you can't do stuff like that. Girls would get the wrong impression of you. His touch tickled, and I couldn't stop myself from squirming a bit. Seeing my reaction, Alan began grinning from ear to ear. Damn you, Alan. Of course, the thieving parasite had plenty of experience with women. I was sure he'd done this exact same thing to other members. But I'm just his advisor and a goddess to boot. I wasn't about to let him toy with me that easily. Okay, I get how great the pillow is. Now can you please get out? I have to get up early tomorrow.
ねえ、君ってこっちの経験はあるの？
Oh, what do you mean? As Cupid, maybe? I'm sorry? I'm not so naive to have no idea what he was talking about. I'd heard all about stuff like this in college. But as far as direct experience goes, I can't say that I do. I was always so busy connecting others, I never thought about it myself. There was just too much to do. I couldn't get sidetracked. Besides, I'm Cupid. I neither need nor desire anything like that.
へえ、未経験なんだ。
You didn't even let me answer.
顔を見ればわかるよ。でも知らないなんてもったいないな。あんなに気持ちがいいのに。だからさ、せっかくのシェアハウスなんだし、パラサイト5の誰かと寝てみない？もちろん俺以外で。
What?
俺は他人の恋人にしか手を出す気はないから、今の君にはそそられないしさ。
Of course, naturally, although you're not giving that kind of vibes right now.
ギルあたりなんて風呂上がりにベッドに潜り込めば一発だと思うけど。どう？試してみない？
He just kept spouting ridiculous nonsense like that, so I smacked him on the forehead. Oh my goodness. Really hard too, jeez. Where do you come up with crap like that? I mean, I guess I would be mad too, but still.
俺の性癖は最初に説明したでしょ？
Alan rubbed his forehead in annoyance and finally climbed off of me. He stood beside my bed. I glared at him and got under my covers. Yeah, you have, and it's my job to fix that. Anyway, yawned. It's late, so please go back to your own room. It really was late. I've always been an early riser, and I could feel my eyelids getting heavier and heavier. I can't deny how nice his pillow feels, though. I noticed just how soft and fluffy it was, and I couldn't resist its attempts to draw me into slumber. I'm just too sleepy. Yawn. Good night. Be ready for the workshop tomorrow. You didn't even let him leave. That was the last thing I managed to say before falling into a deep sleep. It's kind of dangerous. Still, I can't believe he's like, go get in bed with Gil and you're all mine. Oh my goodness. So what did this say? Date week, I think it said. Date week begins. I'm going to keep going because I want to keep reading. The next morning, very loud birds. Oh my goodness. I woke up early to make breakfast for everyone, but upon arriving at the living room, I smelled something delicious. Is it Gil?
あ、おはよう。まだ寝てていいのに。
Gil, did you make breakfast?
あ、うん。久しぶりに君にご飯を作れる機会だと思ってさ。
You are so adorable.
君、パンプディングが好きだったよね。今作ってるからちょっと待ってて。
As he said that Gil brought over a pot of coffee and apparently had just finished brewing.
はい、ちょうどコーヒーも入れてたんだ。よかったら一足先に飲んで待ってて。
I know, I feel like I need to go get some coffee too. Thank you, but I don't mind helping out, you know. We used to be roommates, but right now I'm the advisor and Gil's my client. I had planned on cooking for my roommates as long as the show was going.
俺がやりたくてやってるんだ。だから気にしないで。むしろほら、普段は一人分しか作らないし、大勢の料理作るなんていいなーなんて、ちょっとワクワクしてたくらいなんだ。
Gil smiled brightly as he continued preparing breakfast in the kitchen. I wonder why exactly Gil can't get married. Any woman would gladly date a guy as devoted as this. Still, as good as he is at entertaining, his lost love keeps interfering with him finding a new love. Lovelorn Parasite. I remember back when Clarice, Gil, and I lived as roommates, he always looked anxious whenever Clarice was there in the morning. He seemed fine when Clarice stayed out all night, but if she was there in the morning, he would act really nervous. Gil might be trying to hide it, but I think his lost love involves Clarice. Oh my goodness. I have to try and use today's workshop to help him move forward. I want him to find love again. While I was lost in my thought, the door to the living room opened and everyone came rushing in.
おはよう。いい匂いだね。
味噌汁ある？
ああ、昨日オーウェンに具材を手配させた。そこの引き出しに入っているから見てみてくれ。みんな、よく眠れたか？
バッチリ。結構いいベッド使ってるよね、この家。
寝具は質の良い睡眠に欠かせないからな。
どれだけ質のいい睡眠でも睡眠時間が短いと意味ないと思うけど、早朝からいなかったじゃん。
ああ、普段からあまり長く寝ないんだ。考えをまとめるためにランニングをしていた。起こしてしまったなら申し訳ない。
別にそれは気にならないからいいよ。 だけどオーウェンの変なアラームどうにかならないの？不快なんだけど。
What kind of alarm could it be? Ryuki and Mr. Snail seemed to be getting along quite well. Their conversation was surprisingly natural. Both are shouldering the weight of a company or a brand, different as they may be. Perhaps that's why they get along.
わ、もうみんな起きてきちゃった。もうすぐで朝ごはんできるからそこ座ってて。
あー、ごめん。俺ちょっと約束があって外で食べてくる。
私も仕事があるので先に失礼する。
Is everyone going to excuse himself? You don't eat breakfast, Mr. Snail?
これで十分だ。
Mr. Snail took a jelly drink from the fridge and downed it in a matter of seconds. He did it in one practice movement, which made me think that this was his usual breakfast meal.
ではリネット、彼らの指導を頼むぞ。
まあ、俺ももう行くわ。昼には帰るから。
They're both gone already. Gil's such a good cook, it's a shame they didn't get a chance to try it. I had hoped they could at least have a quick bite. As I was lost in thought, I noticed an unusual odor. Is it Ryuki? What's that smell?
納豆。
へえ、これが噂の納豆か。食べてる女優多くて気になってたんだよね。結構強烈な匂いだね。食べてみたかったけどやめとこう。でも味噌汁もらってもいい？和食、俺も食べてみたかったんだ。
Despite Rao's apparent excitement, Gil seemed to be frowning. Aww.
あれってことはパンプディング食べる人は。
僕はいらない。そんな太る食べ物。
え？
Aww.
味噌汁とパンプディングって合う？
合わないに決まってるでしょ。
じゃ、俺も今日はいいや。
Why don't you ask someone else besides Ryuki?
あ、そっか。
I'll have some. Thank you, Gil.
よかった。君が食べてくれるならそれだけで報われるよ。じゃあすぐよそってくるね。
Gil radiated relief as he went back into the kitchen. Beside me were two guys eating a classic Japanese-style breakfast. Alan had gone out to eat. Owen, possibly feeling a little apprehensive, said he'd buy his own breakfast later. Oh my goodness.
ごちそうさま。じゃあ俺も稽古行ってくるよ。
僕ももう行く。今日は新作の納品があるから。
Gil was still in the kitchen as Rao and Ryuki got up to leave for work. It's so obvious that they don't have a cooperative bone in their bodies. Will it really be possible to get to the finale with the share house like this? It'll be a miracle if we manage to complete this month together. Still, it should help them find love. After all, marriage itself is all about two people with different values making a life together.
はい、お待たせ。パンプディングブレックファーストです。
Thank you, Gil. If they can become more cooperative, it will definitely help their search for love. I have to give it my all with today's workshop. As I tried to hype myself up, I spooned bites of bread pudding into my mouth. The fluffy, sticky texture mixed together with the delightful flavor on my palate. I couldn't help but smile. Oh, I was hoping for a Gil CG, but whatever. Oh my goodness.
意外と洗い物たくさん出たな。
After everyone left for work, I started washing the dishes on my own.
まさかまた彼女と暮らせる日が来るなんて思わなかったな。
I washed all the dishes and recalled her expression as she ate. I just noticed it was from Gil's perspective whenever I read the last line. I'm like, wait, it didn't switch to pink. Nobody but her ate my cookies, so I'll probably be eating leftovers for lunch, but I was so happy I didn't even care.
彼女ほんと美味しそうに食べるんだよな。ほっぺを膨らませてもぐもぐして。俺料理できてよかった。相変わらず俺の気持ちには全然気づいてくれないけれど。
Maybe you should just tell her. Lynette is the same as she was in college. She's aware of other people's love but doesn't notice anything aimed at her. She always seems totally disinterested, as if love isn't an option for her too. She always thinks about others but never herself. She's different like that. Maybe that's why I can't get her out of my mind.
ナンパされた時だっていつも隣にいるクラリスだけが目当てだと勘違いしてたもんな。
It was nice seeing those guys strike out, of course, but it sucks that she never noticed my feelings either. Still, I can't give up on her and it's causing all kinds of problems.
だって彼女はきっと多分恋を知らないだけだから。
Hopefully she'll recognize what she's missing someday, then maybe I'll stand a chance.
こんなんだからクラリスにいつも呆れた目で見られるんだよな。でも仕方ないよ。好きになったら簡単にその気持ちを忘れることができないんだ。
As 1 o'clock rolled around, amazingly, the Parasite Five all showed up at the workshop suite together. Somehow they managed to follow direction when it comes to meeting up, even the one that's just a representative. They all could use their jobs as an excuse to skip out, and yet here they were. If they could just fix their bad habits, they'd have no problem finding partners, but they've still got a long, hard road ahead. Ryuki's lost in another skincare routine. Alan's on the phone as usual. Rao has his nose buried in another one of those thick books of his. I assumed it was something about mythology again. I think I made the right call asking them to arrive an hour before the instructor. I decided to sit down and talk with them in the meantime. I wanted to revisit their expectations for marriage. Hello everyone, before we start today's workshop, I'd like to have a quick interview with you.
面談ですか。
何でも聞いて。
Well, what I really want to ask you about is why you want to get married. Whenever we talk, I ask them what their ideal marriage life looks like or what they want to get out of it, but I still haven't really figured out why each of them wants to get married. And until I know that, I really can't advise them. If you'd rather not answer in front of the others, we can sit down and talk one-on-one. How does that sound? Maybe because my tone was more serious than they were used to, they all looked around at each other nervously.
俺は別に隠すようなことじゃないからここで言うよ。恋する女の子に会いたかったからが理由かな。
If that's really true, then it's a violation of our contract and we'll have to terminate your membership.
ちょっと待った待った。今のはさすがに冗談だよ、おっかないな。
Because this is really important. Why did each of you choose to become a Cupid Court member? It's not like our services are cheap. Many of our members are affluent, to say the least. So normally when someone signs up, they're serious about finding a long life partner. I looked straight at each of them in turn. Gil was the first to speak.
俺はクリスマスの街を一人で歩いていたらなんか情けなくなっちゃってこのままじゃダメだって思ったんだ。いつまでも2年前の失恋引きずって未練ばっかでそんな俺を見て友達も呆れててで極めつけはカップルだらけのクリスマスタウン。俺クリスマスは好きな子と一緒に街を歩いて一緒にごちそう作ってプレゼント交換したりしてそんな日を過ごしたいんだ。それで入会したんだよ。
So that's why. And then his 2-year baggage was reignited when she turned up to be here. Even even knowing what a hopeless romantic guilt is, I was still genuinely surprised, but he did give it his all back in college too. It sounds like he may be experiencing the crystallization effect from Stendhal's De Amour. This refers to how when you think of someone when they're not around, your feelings grow stronger. But it can't replace the real thing, so you create an idealized image in your mind and fall in love with that instead. In order to reserve that crystallization, you just need to meet with the person you've been idolizing. Wait, but didn't Gil see Clarice just the other day? Maybe it was too brief for it to have an effect.
そこでまさか君と再会できるだなんて思ってもいなかったよ。君の就職先も知らなかったし。だから恥ずかしいよ。婚活してるってバレた上に担当になってもらって、記憶より綺麗になってるし。
Wow, I should give it away right there.
記憶より綺麗ね。
ギルは偉いな。結婚のことそんな真面目に考えたこと一度もなかったよ。
じゃあなんでラウルはここに？
俺は次の映画の稽古だよ。この会社にも許可もらってる。
へえ、そうだったんだ。そっか、結婚するつもりじゃなかったのか。
Lynette's not gonna say anything about what he just said.
ま、恋を知ることができたらどうなるかわからないけどね。
What about you, Ryuki? I know it's a personal question, but why did you join?
僕は姉が勝手に申し込んだから。
That's really funny. Sounds like something his family would do. She's like, you know what? You need to stop worried about your looks and go find someone. She did.
僕の姉、ここで婚活して結婚してるんだよ。それで一流のデザイナーになるなら結婚も必須だって姉に言われて。
At 19 though?
おばあ様もそれがいいって言ったから。だからいるだけだよ。
So Ryuki's sister and grandmother, who's in charge of Keisan and Brand, are basically forcing him to participate. And I'd always wondered why he was so diligent about coming to these meetings, and now it had become clear. So then you're not actually interested in getting married?
ないよ。それが何の役に立つかわからないし。でも姉が言うんだ。恋も知らないようじゃ、まだまだデザイナーとしては二流だって。それに、おばあ様が無駄なことを言うはずがないから。
Aw, that's cute though. He respects his grandmother. Like, if she thinks it's important, it must be. Just as I thought, he's not actually interested in marriage yet. I can't say that it was surprising though. Ryuki is only 19 years old after all. If anything, it was impressive that he'd keep coming to these meetings in the first place, but he still had room to grow. So Owen, I know Monsieur Essay has relayed his stance on marriage to you, but could you remind me in your own words?
すみません。契約上、お話しするのは難しく。
Sigh, I think Monsieur Essay is my biggest hurdle at the moment. I just don't have any way to come up with a plan for him. You're a blast, Alan. You said you were joking earlier, right? So what's your real reason?
普通に結婚したいから。じゃあダメ？
Sure, that's fine, but I don't get any sense of urgency from you. You don't seem motivated at all.
だよね。
So are you actually serious about marriage?
思ってるさ。したいのに。でも俺の好みの女の子は知っての通り。だから一応焦ってここに来てるわけ。
So you want help changing? If you don't mind my asking, did something happen in your past that led to this preference of yours?
別にないよ。まあ随分昔に大好きだった家族みたいな子を奪われたことはあったけれど。
Could that be why his preferences took such a weird turn? One of the things I learned from college is that traumatic experiences can give birth to abnormal desires.
だからさ、君に一対一で恋することの素晴らしさを教えてほしいんだ。
Is that why you're showing special interest in the single girl?
あ、それ俺も知りたい。
The wonder of love. I'd love to be able to teach them that after all, I'm supposed to be the goddess of love, right? But now that I think about it, I don't personally know what makes love so wonderful. I'd always seen matchmaking as part of my job. I've never actually fallen in love for myself. As Cupid, the goddess of love, that's why I bring people together. I realized I was so caught up in the idea that people had to fall in love, I never stopped to ask what love actually was.
ミラーさん？
Oh. Sorry, I guess I was lost in thought. So you want to know what makes love so great, right? Okay then, I'm going to teach you. What's with the music? It's like a lullaby. Maybe I've never known love, but I've been Cupid for eons and seen countless people fall in love. I'm sure it'll be fine. But I guess now I understand why none of them are all that interested in marriage. Gil wants to forget his old flame. Ryuki is being forced by his family, and Rao says he's just researching a role. Monsieur Essay is doing it for his job, but that's still a mystery. Alan knows his fetish is a problem, but isn't trying to fix it. The wonder of love. Up till now, I've just been connecting people who seem compatible. This might be a tougher problem than I realized. Helping people fall in love, guiding them to marriage, and making sure the relationship lasts, that's a whole lot of work. But I have to do it, otherwise what right do I have to call myself Cupid? With renewed determination, I turn back to the Parasite 5.
でさ、エカテリーナ2世の像にはギリシャ神話の格好をしたものもあって、あれはただの茶目っ気だと言われているんだけど、別の見方もできて。
That was so random.
あ、やっぱり。ギル、肌が乾燥してる。
You're gonna spray him.
何それ、肌の乾燥を調べる機械？へえ、そんなのあるんだ。美容系雑誌の仕事するとき参考になりそう。
Everyone was just doing whatever they wanted. So the instructor will be here in about 10 minutes. If you need to go to the bathroom, please do so now.
それより、そろそろゆっくり君と神話談義をしたいんだけれど、時間取れない？
We have far more important business than that today. That's funny. As we were arguing back and forth, the instructor arrived.
ということで、上手なデートコースの作り方は？
Miss Tyner busted out detailing illustrations and even video clips to explain her concepts to the men. But their overall attitudes didn't really seem any different from last time. Gil was paying close attention and Owen was diligently taking notes, but although the others were technically listening.
初回でホテルや自分の家は NG？ でも相手がそれを望んだらいいよね。
そうね。合意の上ならいいかもしれないけれど、素敵な長続きする恋は芽生えそうにないわ。
はい先生、デート先に発掘現場はどうですか？
土ぼこりと照りつける太陽。大抵の恋はそこで破局するでしょうね。
Hey, if a girl likes that kind of stuff, then why not?
というか、デートって何の意味があるの？
Ryuki had a genuinely confused look on his face. I guess him actually asking questions is an improvement from last time.
あら？もしかしてあなた、デートの経験はなくて？
デートってそもそも何？
Wait, is he seriously that far behind? It seemed that Miss Tyner was as surprised as I was at Ryuki's lack of awareness.
あらあら、あらあら、あなた、デートしたことないのね。
It sounds like he's being teased.
男女で2人で出かけることなら仕事の納品でやったことあるけど。
それはただの仕事よ。そうね、デートというのは男女がただ会うことを目的にあって遊ぶことかしら。
それはやったことない。
え、マジ？
そんなことして何の得があるの？
楽しい気持ちになれるんだよ。と言っても俺ももう何年もデートなんてしてないけど。
そういえば俺もしてないな。うちの店に来てもらったばっかだし。
Or your place.
でも確かに俺もそうかも。デートとかマネージャーにまずいって言われてるし。
あらあら、まあまあ、なるほど。それじゃあ確かにお勉強に身が入らないかもしれないわね。よし、わかったわ。あなたたちに必要なのは実践。ということで、彼女を相手にデートをしてみましょう。
Oh my goodness, with her? This timer points right at me. Huh?
え
You want them to go on a date with me?
ええ、そうよ。相手がいなきゃデートなんてできないじゃない？
But I'm their advisor, so... Huh. Actually, that might not be such a bad idea. Thinking about it, going on a date with a trained professional before normal women might just be the thing. If any of them went on a date with one of our members right now, it would destroy my reputation for sure.
君とデートできるの？
Sure, if that's what you want, I'd love to help you practice. I can't inflict them on our other members and risk having them all abandon us.
へえ、それはやりがいがありそうだな。
よかった。ようやく君と神話の話ができる。
But remember, this is just practice. If any of you step out of line, you'll get some very strict coaching right to the face. And Owen, this is extremely important, so please do whatever you can to get Monsieur Essay to show up in person. Oh.
かしこまりました。
Oh. How about you, Ryuki? Will you give it a shot?
いいよ。デザイナーとして僕も一流になりたいから。
He's still insisting on that. I guess he just has a bit more growing up to do. Unfortunately, he still seems to view marriage as nothing more than a pit stop on his way to becoming a great designer.
そうと決まったら、おのおのデートコースをプランニングしてみてください。私がきちんと添削して差し上げましょう。ああ、でも彼女、デート相手には当日まで内緒にしましょう。その方がフレッシュな反応が見られていいはずだわ。
Keep what a secret? Keep the data secret? I don't understand.
ということで、アドバイザーさんはちょっと廊下に出てって、メンズと相談してみるわ。
Huh? Wait, but...
いいからいいから。サプライズも恋には大切なスパイスよ。
She wants this to be like a genuine date, and Lynette's just thinking of it as training. She might be right about that, but still, as the advisor, I wasn't convinced that I should leave her alone in there with them. Still, it's definitely better for them to come up with the plans without their potential date standing right there. Alright, well, if you're sure about this.
任せてちょうだい。
Miss Tanner spent some time with each of them to help plan for a proper date, and thus began the dating training phase of the Parasite 5. Yeah, I'm like, there's one choice in this section, and so I'm like, we haven't got there yet, so... After leaving work and getting home, I flopped down on my bed. We get to see Ryuki's point of perspective now.
デートか。こんなことがデザイナーに何の関係があんの？全然理解できないんだけど。でも姉さんもおばあ様も言うから仕方ないよな。 一流のデザイナーになるためには恋心を知る必要があるって。女心も結婚の意味も本当によくわかんないよ。ただデザインのことだけ考えていればいいと思ってたのに、どうして姉さんの方があんなすごいデザイン作れるんだよ。やっぱり結婚しなきゃダメなのか。
Oh, Ryuki is really stressing out about this. After work, I went to Cutie's diner to wait for Clarice. She actually used to work there part-time. After my meeting that day, Clarice had texted me and asked if I wanted to grab dinner since we hadn't eaten out in a while. Luckily, the Parasite 5 all had their own plans, so I was free. I told Clarice we could meet up and headed to Cutie's diner early. I knew Cutie's diner was a popular place to work for upcoming actresses and models, but wow, there are so many beautiful people. As I was thinking that Ryuki might be able to meet someone acceptable here, I heard light footsteps behind me.
お待たせ。元気だった？
Clarice, it's great to see you. I haven't seen my roommate in so long I couldn't help but smile.
どう？パラサイト5とのルームシェアは。
Okay, I guess. Well, pretty good because Gil is there. He's already cooking up a storm and cleaning with no hesitation.
相変わらずギル、豆ね。
What is that supposed to mean? She grinned a bit while sitting down next to me. Claire's quickly placed an order. I look at my gorgeous roommate as I tried to dig a little deeper. Clarice, did you ever want to live with Gil again?
別にもういいかな？もしかしてまた3人で暮らしたいと思ってるの？
No, not the three of us. It's just Gil's such a good man, so I thought you might like it if he was there for you. Okay.
それはないない。女2人暮らしって楽しいし、いない方が気楽よ。
Whoops, sorry, Gil. I tried to get a bit more info, but Claire's pretty much hinted that she isn't interested in Gil at all. In the end, it's best for Gil to move on and find someone new. While thinking that, our food started arriving.
お待たせいたしました。LY 鴨肉ハンバーガーとベーコンアボカドチーズバーガーです。やったー、お腹ペコペコ。ご飯にしよう。ここのバーガーはやっぱ一番よね。
Agreed. Let's eat. We both chow down on our burgers. Since it's girls only, we can eat how we like. Speaking of which, the handbook says that you're supposed to avoid burger joints when considering a date. Some women dislike opening their mouth too wide when eating, plus it could get messy with all the sauces. I suppose it's up to me to teach the Parasite 5 something as basic as that.
今仕事のこと考えながら食べてたでしょ。
How did you know?
わかるわよ。真面目な顔になるんだもん。で、パラサイト5は今どんな感じなの？来週また生放送なのよね。
Yeah, we're prepping for that now. I'm going to be taking turns doing practice dates with them.
本当？
Unfortunately, plus they're supposed to come up with a date plan. I'll just be meeting up with them.
同じ家で暮らしてるのに？
They said it's more like a real date. The lecturer will be advising them, so I don't think it'll be too outrageous.
ファッションウィークならぬデートウィークね。羨ましいわよ。たとえ仕事でも5人とデートできるなんて。
Want in, Clarice? Practice makes perfect if they need the practice. If Clarice helped out, maybe she and Gil might get together. At least that was my hope when I asked, but...
ありがたい申し出だけど、お断りしとくわ。相手がパラサイト5じゃなきゃお誘いに乗ったんだけど。
No surprise there. As expected, the Parasite 5's image in our company is less than stellar. Well, it's our own fault really. They did what they wanted without thinking. But they are willing to listen and learn even though they refuse to get an attitude adjustment. Aside from the four that are actually thinking about marrying, I hope that Raul will learn what love is. Love, huh? While munching on my burger, I look up at Clarice. Hey Clarice, have you been dating recently?
してないけれど、どうして？
I was just thinking about how I haven't experienced my first love yet.
嘘！初恋もしたことないの？
Yeah, there wasn't any time. I was too busy hitting the books. But before that, I was in Celestia, but of course I can't say that. I just wasn't into it.
ふーん。だから大学で恋愛心理学を学んでたんだ。
Yep.
じゃあ、今回のはあなたにとってもいい機会ね。そのままパラサイト5の誰かと恋しちゃえば？
Everyone's telling you to do it, you might as well. I can't. That's super unprofessional. Besides, I want to help as many people as possible experience love. And I heard that if a god falls in love with a human, I'd be turned into a human too. Oh, really? I don't know if that's a fact or fiction, but still, I have my professionalism to consider. I decided to shelf Clarice's idea. As a real Cupid, my main goal is to have people fall in love. That's my raison d'etre. Something like that. Anyway, I've got to take care of the boys until they find their fair ladies.
偉いわね。じゃあ私もブログを開設しとくわ。
Blog about it. A blog?
実は会社の宣伝も兼ねてパラサイトハウスの公式ブログを作ることになったのよ。
Oh really? Just like with that hashtag campaign, our company really loves social media.
今はみんな SNS 使ってるからね。そのうちコメントもらいに行くからよろしく。
Of course. We continued chatting aimlessly. Finally, we left around 10:30 that night. I am heading this way. Oh, really?
あ、そっか。今は一番街に住んでるんだっけ？
Yep, it's the president's home away from home. He only uses it for parties, so it's always vacant.
あの若さで家何軒も持ってる上に愛妻家ね。ほんと完璧超人よね、社長って。
If only the Parasite 5 could be more like him.
ほんとね。愛妻家ってのが本当ならね。
He's not. Did you say something, Clarice? Wait, what? What did she say? If he really... Okay, yeah, because she saw that part of the news where it said that there was a rumor that he might not be a devoted husband or be married at all.
ああ、なんでもない。それより来週月曜からはいよいよ模擬デートね。
Oh.
誰とのデートが一番心配？
Is that why I get to pick? Let's see, the one I'm most worried about. I picture all 5 of their faces. That's funny. I saw what the choice was and I thought it was going to be something like romantic related, but no, it's the one she's most worried about. Aw, look at their little emotes. It's the the forlorn, was it lovelorn? I don't even know now. The one wants to rise to the top. Whatever. Glamour, and then a little smart, and then a little kissy face. So we're most worried about Ryuki. I think Ryuki.
ああ、まともに会話になるか不安みたいな。
No, he talks to her. I just don't know if I can teach him how to have fun on a date. Even though it's just practice, this is still his first date. That's a heavy responsibility for me.
楽しさをね。意外とあなた、パラサイト5のこときちんと考えてるのね。
Well, I'm their manager. Plus, this is my big chance to get a promotion.
真面目ね。でもあなたのそういうところ好きよ。みんなは見放したってのに偉いわ。でも彼らがパラサイト5だとしたら あなたもキューピッドパラサイトかもね。
Huh? Cupid Parasite.
だって大学の頃から他人同士を恋させるのに夢中だったじゃない。まるで恋のキューピッドみたいに。
Uh-oh.
自分のことはほったらかしで恋結びのことばっかり考えてるからキューピッドパラサイト。でもそろそろあなたも自分の恋を見つけた方がいいと思うわ。
Claris gives me the biggest smile I've ever seen. It's like an arrow to the heart.
じゃあ今日はもう遅いから解散しましょう。またオフィスでね。来週のデートウィーク頑張って。
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Claris. Take care. I saw Claris off as she walked back home. The Cupid Parasite, huh? It's true that I'm always trying to matchmake, but it's not because I'm some sort of parasite, it's because I'm really Cupid. Matchmaking isn't in my nature, I can't fight that part of me. And of course I care about everyone's relationship over mine. I need humans to marry and stay married. There's no time for my own love life. I hate to brush Claris off, but I have my priorities. Date week is starting tomorrow. I have my worries, but as I thought about it on my way home, I have a bit of hope.
ほんとあのキューピッドパラサイトちゃんは何を言っても仕事第一で全然恋する気にならないんだから。
Why does her room say parasites on it with like a cupid arrow? I don't understand.
あれだからギルが失恋パラサイトになっちゃうのよ。手強いわよギル。
Does she know that Gil's in love with her? I wonder. Is it the next section? It might be. Yep. So I wonder if choosing Ryuki is how you get Ryuki's date. I'm gonna go ahead and mute it for this because it's very loud. Okay, I guess if I just waited long enough, it mutes itself anyway. So that's where we're going to stop, since that is the next section, and this is going to be the date with Ryuki. And so, let's see. I went through 1, 2, 3 sections this time. If it's possible, maybe it's not possible. It might be 2 more episodes until we get to Ryuki's route, looking at the sections. Just because they seem to be fairly long. So, anyway. I'm trying to think back on the episode so I can have some closing comments, but all I can think of is the fact that they all showed off their muscles during that video recording. And I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I guess it depends what kind of publicity you want for your company, but whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to the date with Ryuki. But it's kind of late, so I'm probably not going to record it today. Actually, I'm 2 episodes ahead. The episode that I recorded is not even out yet. And I recorded that like 2 days ago, I think. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy it, drop a thumbs up down below or subscribe if you want to see the rest of Cupid Parasite. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.